Hello and welcome to today's Autodesk Inventor Professional 2020 tutorial. In today's tutorial, we're going to learn how to edit sketches and features. We're also going to rename our features in order to better find them when we have a part with a lot of features. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to name our feature. In this case, I'm going to go to where it says Extrusion 1 in my model tree. I'm going to left click on it and then I left click again. This allows me to name my extrusion. I'm going to name this magnet base. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to name this extrusion, extrusion 2. So I left click once and then left click again. I'm going to name this letters, or I could name it my name. The next extrusion is extrusion 3. That's the recess feature on the back of our part to allow for the magnet to sit inside. I'm going to rename that hole for magnet. This allows me to better understand what each feature is. For this part, it helps us to see if I want to edit the letters, I know which feature they are. Renaming your features helps a great deal when you have a part with many features. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to edit features. For instance, if the hole on the back of the magnet needed to be recessed less or more, we could simply go to our model tree, right click the hole for the magnet, and then edit feature. This takes us back to when we first created the feature and allows us to make changes. So for instance, if you wanted to change the 0.05 recess, we could click that and make it 0.04. Click OK, and there we have it. Let's say I wanted to change the lettering. So I come over to the model tree, I right click on the letters and click Edit Feature. This is an extrusion. What I could do is I could create a cut by choosing the middle icon here under Output. Occasionally, you also have to choose the direction in order to make the cut go into our part or into our magnet base. I'm going to click OK, and unfortunately we probably went a little too far with the thickness of our extruded cut, because now we're going right through the back of our hole for the magnet. So let's edit that again. Edit Feature. Instead of 0.07, I'm going to make it 0.02, and that will be a smaller recessed area for my name, and then it won't interfere with the hole in the back. Now let's say we also wanted to make our letters bigger. The letters were created in the sketch. So we would go up to our letters, and there's a couple of different ways we can do it. We can simply right click and then click on Edit Sketch, or we can select the plus sign to the left of our extrusion. It exposes the sketch that we used to create the letters. I can now right click on Sketch and Edit Sketch. If we want to edit our letters, we simply mouse over the letters so they illuminate, right click, and edit text. Format text pops back up, and we can then select the letters that we want. And in this case, I want to make them a little bit bigger. So I'm going to make them 0.33 and Finish Sketch. Do you notice that it updates the sketch as well as the feature that is dependent on it? Let's say we wanted to make our magnet a little bit shorter and a little bit longer. We would have to go back into the original sketch, which is in the magnet base. I'm going to right click on magnet base, edit sketch, and instead of 4 and 1.25, I'm going to bring the 4 up to 4.25, and I would do that by mousing over the dimension 4, double clicking, and type 4.25. I can hit enter or the check mark. Now I'm going to edit the height. I'm going to double click on the number 1.25 and select 1.1. And when I'm done editing the sketch, I hit Finish Sketch. You'll notice that the lettering, which was centered before, is now off-center. We do the same process. We go to our sketch that contains the letters, we right-click and edit sketch, and then we adjust the text box accordingly. Finish Sketch, and it moves our text back to the center justification and middle justification for our part. The next step is to save this. And we could do that in a couple of different ways. If we're going to save over, we would just click on the Save button here. You'll notice that a keyboard shortcut also pops up, which is Control S. I could simply type Control S, and that will save my part. I can also choose File, Save. If I wanted to give this a different name, say I wanted to make it a revision, I could type Save As, and then make it Revision 1. And now it becomes its own part. And you'll see the new part name, Riddensdale Magnet Revision 1. Please note, once you save this, saving over the original file, or if you rename it, you will then have to save it in the various formats in order to 3D print it. So I would go up to File, Save As, Save Copy As, and my Riddensdale Magnet Revision 1 can now be saved as a step file, as an OBJ, or an STL. This concludes our tutorial on how to edit features and sketches, how to rename features, as well as a reminder on saving files. Thank you. Have a great day.